Welcome to Bunnex Investment Group. So we all know that the markets were more of ranging in the first quarter of 2022 and trading has been frustrating. So we observed that the markets are evolving and requires us to step up the game. We collected enough data from the price movements and managed to program our first market scanning indicator. We are excited to announce the portal Forex Indicator. So someone may actually say, what is this? So this is a custom indicator that was thoroughly programmed to scan all major forex pairs for you, issue signals for your validation, give you a push notification to your phone or email, run on MT4, and scans in line with the market maker trend. This indicator does not repaint. So you need a trading system to actually use this particular indicator. So here are a few steps that you need to follow. The first thing that you just need is the actual indicator. So firstly, download the Portal FX indicator on your computer and install it on your MT4. So you need to actually set up your MT4 on your phone as well as on your computer to actually receive notifications whenever this indicator fires a signal. Then you will be using the M15 timeframe, and now your job is to receive alerts on your phone. Right after receiving alerts, we all know that indicators or any trading robot cannot take over operations on your account, so you need to validate. So after receiving an alert, you need to validate the alert and enter the market with proper risk management. Not all signals that are going to be issued will be in line with the market maker trend. So you need your desktop running, actually an MT4, your MT4 running, but in some instances you'd see that your desktop cannot run 24/5. So you basically need a virtual private server which will actually make your desktop run 24/7. It's also available on Windows, which is remote desktop connection. So let's now jump over the charts to see how it works in the markets. So as I have said, this Portal FX indicator is basically a custom indicator that you acquire. Mind you, it's actually for sale. You can attain it for $100, and if you have once purchased anything from us, it will be $90. So the first thing is to download it via any channel that we would have sent you. Then after that, you now need to apply it on your charts. So it will basically be putting arrows of buys and sells, right? And before you actually put it, make sure you put pop-up alerts true, mobile alerts true, and so forth. Then you can actually put it on your charts. So after putting it on your charts, the next thing is it will be actually giving you these sell and buy signals in real time, and these do not repaint. So to validate if these are actually in line with the market maker trend, you need to add just two more indicators. So it's basically signal fire. After a signal fires, you need to check if a 50 EMA and a 200 EMA have crossed on the day before the day of the signal firing, right? Like in this case, the signal fired, crossover occurred yesterday like this. So if that's the case, we can actually validate this signal and the market went our direction. The next thing, signal fires and we check the crossover occurred on yesterday like this, and we enter the market as market execution, right? We wait for another signal, a signal fires, we check if the crossover occurred on the previous day. In this case, it occurred on this day and we had a beautiful trade. Then a signal fired, right? In this case, this signal fired on the same day of the crossover. We have to skip that kind of a signal. So your job is to actually wait for signal firing and then check the crossover of these two EMAs if they occurred on the previous day, right? So this is to avoid you being locked in consolidations. You can see this particular structure, we had a crossover, but this signal fired on the same day. This is not a valid signal, it's a skip. This is also not a valid signal, it's a skip, because these two EMAs crossed on the same day of the signal firing, right? In this case, this signal fired on our phone. The next thing was to check for 50-200 EMA crossover yesterday. In this case, it occurred, and this was a valid signal. In this case also, this signal fired. On validation, we checked for the crossover. It happened on this particular day. Then in this case also, we checked for the signal fired. We checked for the crossover. The market went our direction. In this case, although the market did this, it was not a valid signal. Why? Because the signal fired on the same day of the crossover, right? In this case, it was a valid. The signal fired in the day. So this is USD JPY, which is a pair that performs well in the Asian session. On GBP USD, I was trying to actually put these stuff that are found on TradingView. You can't have this on MT4. So in this case, you can see this signal fired. We had a buy signal. This one was not valid. Crossover occurred on the same day of the signal firing, right? In this case, we had a valid trade. It was a win as well. Another win. We had a crossover on the day before this one. It was a win. Then this was actually a break even. Although the market actually met all conditions, but it went down and later came back to take us out on break even. This was not valid. Same day as crossover, right? This was a win. As we can see, the sell signal came on this day, where we had this after a day of crossover. So it's basically looking for a signal where we had a day before. So you don't need to be in front of your charts. You only need to actually wait for a signal to be fired on your phone. Then after that, you just need to validate that particular signal. So this is gold, and on gold we can see that we had crossover, signal fired. After a crossover, we had a small move in our direction. This was not valid. Same day, this was valid because the signal fired actually after this crossover. So we need to be validating these crossovers as we will be going. Signal valid. Why? Because crossover was day before. In this case, signal was not valid. Why? Because there was this crossover on this day. In this case, signal valid because we had a crossover. The market went our direction. In this case, this was not valid, although it went our direction. So one, receive the alert on your phone. After receiving the alert on your phone, wait, validate by checking when the crossover of the 50-200 occurred. That is how we will trade in line with the market makers. So you, to attain or get this indicator, it's actually going for $100 if you are a new member of our company. If you have once purchased anything from us, you get it at $90. So this particular indicator, from back testing of 3 years data, we managed to actually see that it scooped approximately 78 trades out of 100 trades, which makes it around 75-76% accurate. So you need this. It's actually something that we have back tested, and it's something that is new, and we are happy to actually inform everyone. It doesn't repaint, it doesn't fire late. It actually fire is immediate and push the notification directly to your phone. Even if you are asleep, you can actually hear your phone calling you for a trade. On that note, we come to the end of this video. To attain this, please contact us using the link that I've put in the description box below.